My testicles! Check my testicles! Yeah! It's here. Finally, after 10 years. After 10 years. This is my second GoPro Hero camera. My first GoPro was the first GoPro Hero. It was the Hero. I used to surf those days until now, but no waves. Yeah, those days when you see 720 10 years ago, 720p 10 years ago, I was really stoked. After 10 years, here it is. I finally decided to buy another one, another GoPro, and it's the Hero 8. Wow. And it's wow. So today we're gonna unbox this one. Maybe I'll review some of its features that I'm interested on, like the resolution, hyper smooth, and the color profile, because I'm planning to use this with yeah, it's kind of crazy, use this one as for my weddings also, just for the backup, but I hope it will match the color profile with the Sony S-Lugs. Okay, let's go. How to open this one? Oh, I think there's a sign here. There's an arrow and strip it off. Oh, there. Nothing. There's nothing inside. Just the box. It's empty. Oh, just kidding. Okay, you got one battery. Take this off. Yeah. That one. Just set it aside. One mount. GoPro mount. It has the curved one. A USB Type-C. USB-C Type-C. With a GoPro mark on it. And oh, goodies. GoPro stickers. Let me get some. And manual in different language. So the GoPro. Oh, shit. So this is the GoPro. Yes. It has this built-in. So you have a micro SD card, the GoPro camera, the stand, display stand, one locking screw, one USB-C, one mounting plate, the curved mounting plate, one battery, and bunch of papers and the stickers. So that's it. So in 1080p you have 24 frames up to 240 frames per second. In 2.7K you have 24 frames per second to 120 frames per second. Let me check. Yes. And in 4K, you have 24 frames per second up to 60 frames per second. So 4K 60. So no 4K 120. Okay. But in 4:3 aspect ratio, in 4K you get only 30 frames per second. 2.7K is you got only 60 frames per second. 24 to 60 frames per second. 1440 4:3 aspect ratio, you got only 120 frames per second. In 4K, at 4K 30, you can just have wide and super wide. In 2.7K 60, you can use from narrow to super wide. So I'll use linear here at 2.7K 60 frames per second. I think this is my perfect setting. Linear 2.7K and 60 frames per second. Hyper smooth on, low light on, zoom. What's zoom then? Oh, I don't like it zooming. I don't like zooming it in. Clips off, ProTune, bitrate high bitrate. Shutter is auto, ISO depends. Sharpness low, and color is flat. And raw audio. That's it. You're now listening to the microphone from the GoPro. So this is how it sounds. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So my room is quiet now. So I don't know how it compares in outdoors. Tomorrow I'll check also. I'll use this one for my vlog. Here's a test shot from the GoPro. So the setting now is 2.7K at 60 frames per second, flat profile. ISO is 1600 maximum and the minimum is 100. And what else? Sharpness low. I put the sharpness to low, and that's the closest setting that I could compare to the Sony A63 S-Log3, A6300, the PP9 or S-Log3's picture profile. So this is it. But this one is well lighted. We got one light here and one light this side, and the background is well lighted. So we'll see how it looks. So after this one, I'll color grade this one to 2 footages just to make them the same, hoping like the GoPro will can catch up the Sony cameras on their flat profile. Tomorrow we'll put the GoPro on my FPV quad. I'll test shot the hyper smooth, and of course the video quality. My first and only goal for doing FPV is just to make cinematic footages out of those drones. We'll see the GoPro how it looks with my wobbly FPV. So I'm expecting cinematic shots. So I think I'm gonna be using the same setting for tomorrow. Just a heads up, after 13 minutes of recording, it feels warm, like kind of warm. 13 minutes of recording, but it didn't shut down, didn't overheat, but it feels warm. So I hope you like the video, and thanks guys. Please subscribe. Bye.